These my dollars make it hurt.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. Welcome to the one and the only. This is big time show that is being seen and heard live everywhere as we speak. I'm presently sharing to a lot of these groups, some that I'm in, Cowboy groups. I hope that you would do the same. I hope that you would share. I hope that you would help your boy out real quick by sharing the content. I'm doing that now, so forgive me if I seem a little distracted. I am. I know what you're here for. I'm here to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Not a good time to talk right now. Quite sure y'all can figure that out. Quite sure that y'all can figure that out by my tone. Not good tonight. I'm ticked off. I am. I can't even lie about it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to contain myself. I'm still fire hot. I can't even lie to you. Of course, I'm gonna tell you why. But it's unbelievable. The roller coaster that my team is. It is a literal roller coaster. It almost looks like, for those of us that kind of dabble into the stock market, it's almost kind of like a double bottom or a double top. And if you understand the stock market game and how the charts look, you understand exactly what I mean by that. It has to do sometimes the chart give you a kind of like a W, and it's really irritating to me. And so tonight, we all know what happened. If you're a Cowboy fan, then you know what time it is. So now we have to we have to kind of figure out, if you let me say it, kind of figure out where do we go from here. And I'm going to be honest with you, as a person who's been doing this for at least about 3 years now, uh, I'm very frustrated because it seems as if um, not just people like me who do podcasting for this team, essentially covers this team. And for me, this is the only team that I cover other than the Los Angeles Lakers, of course. But it's frustrating because it seems, and I will include the fan base as well. It just seemed like to me, y'all, that the fan base and the content creators who spend their time doing this stuff, we wanted more than the actual owner of the team, his son. We wanted more. It's frustrating because some things that they ought to be doing are so obvious, and they refuse. They refuse to do it. They just refuse to do it. And then, I'm gonna give a bigger picture here of what I just what I'm thinking. And of course, I'm gonna do something that I usually don't do on this show, and I'm gonna raise a conspiracy. We live in a time now where conspiracy theory is more accepted than the truth. I ain't calling no names, but y'all know who started all this and has turned America upside down because of conspiracies. I ain't calling no names, but y'all know. And that's the way that we live now. It really is like that. So I'm gonna throw a conspiracy. Y'all know I'm gonna talk about the game, but I want to throw this out. I'm gonna start it off with this, and I'm reading your comment. First of all, let me speak to everybody who's in here, or at least who's commented. Mr. Groot, Cathomos. I'm just gonna say Bethany. The last name is Bethany. Shane Odom, how you doing, sir? Craig, how you doing? Gregory Davis, how you doing? Hot Rod, Roger Holman, how you doing? My brother Easy E. Edwards, what's going on? T-Mo, is that Joe? I see you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate all y'all popping in. I hope y'all hang with me because y'all know I'm finna go off and tell the truth. William, how you doing? All right, let me throw this conspiracy out. First of all, and I just talked to one of my friends about this maybe about 10 minutes ago. You do know that the Dallas Cowboys have the second highest. E. Kush, how you doing? Second highest salary cap, or have the second highest money. So they're not suffering because of money. I think they got right at $24 million that they can spend. But to make a long story short, the Cowboys are only going to spend a little bit of that money in the case of injuries and where they got to hurry up to sign somebody. Then, of course, that's going to be cheap. It's not going to be a person, one of these high-profile guys that got to, it's not going to be there. It's too late. All those guys are already signed. The only big name that's still out there is Hassan Reddick, and the Jets have his rights as of now. That's it. Everybody else is either practice squad guys or whatever. Of course, you could trade for somebody, but I'm just talking about salary cap. If you trade them for now, you'll get the salary that the other team, is paying them. You'll kind of absorb that. So we already know the Cowboys are not doing that. Here's the thing that you need to know about that. And I think I'm hitting on something here. They may not admit it, but they already have. Are you not aware that if the Cowboys do not spend the money, whatever money that they have, it rolls over into next year's salary cap? So the 24, let's just say, for instance, they don't spend the 24 million, and that money would roll over the next year. Now, here's the other thing that you have to remember: the the NFL, the salary cap is going to go up even more next year. It went up huge this year. So when you add on whatever the increase of it is, plus the salary cap rollover from last year, they already going to be on the books for 23, 22 million, because there probably going to be some more injuries, and you're going to have to spend some money, just a little bit, just to, keep the team afloat. So let's just say, for instance, you end up taking $2 million out. Let's just say 22 goes over, plus whatever that cap is, the increase on the cap, and there you're going to have your salary cap to spend the money. Well, if the Cowboys do that, it's obvious to say that the Cowboys will have a lot of money to spend. Now, I already know what some of y'all saying. They're not going to spend it anyway because they never do. Okay, I'll give you that. I'm just saying it's going to be mighty attractive about what the Cowboys will be able to do if they choose to spend money. All right, watch this. Listen to me. Now let me come to today. What have I been telling y'all? If you've been following my show, what have I told y'all about the schedule and our opponents? I told you within the first, I said the bye, if we came out 4-2, 3-3, which we are, I know, but the loss was horrible like yesterday. Okay. But the bottom line is we're 3-3. Okay, watch this. What have I always said about the Cowboys? If you've been following my show, you can almost fill in the blank. We win spectacularly. Y'all can finish it up, and then we lose spectacularly. It ain't nothing in between. It's either it seems like we either blow somebody out or win like we did against Pittsburgh in the last second, or we get our tails destroyed. This ain't the first time we done seen a beatdown like this. And it seems that the Cowboys have these type of losses, at least 2, and now it's almost increasing. Now it's 3 already this year. So when I look at the team, and then when I look at the demeanor of the team, and then I look at how hard it is for us just to gain yards, I mean, it's just hard. I mean, the same plays, everybody know the plays. I'm just saying it's just hard. We fighting for every yard. Everybody else has got separation, and everybody else got, concepts, different concepts. Guys get over everything. For us is, as far as the passing game goes, is either a stop route, is either a curl route, or it's a slant. That's the only 3 routes I didn't see. Sound like a familiar story, because that's the same thing we used to say about Kellen Moore. It's only a stop route, it's only a curl route, and then it's only a slant route. The other route that you might see is the tight end route, and that's Ferguson going up the seam. And Dak has to make almost a perfect throw to catch it, and they hit on that a few times. But that's it. Then, of course, you throw in the occasional go route. You see what I'm saying? All right. And then, as usual, here we go. We have no running game. I will get to that in a little bit, because I got something to say. Jeff Coughlin, thank you, sir. Remember this, y'all. Remember this. Perfect. You must be in my notes, Jeff. Look at that right there. See, you got to kind of look at with the Jones family. You for those of you who have given up on the season, cool. Now, if you're already there, I'm not going to blame you at all. Now, look, if you've given up, let your offseason start right now with that statement by Mr. Jeff Coughlin right there. 11 draft picks next year. Let's play hypothetical. because the next 6, as I said, the schedule is incredible. Then you look at the team that we're putting out on the field. You almost got to wonder and look at the schedule for the next 6 weeks and say, okay, where's the win at? Where are we gonna find the win at? Okay, let's just say the Cowboys. You got the next 6 games in which you got the 49ers, you got the Falcons, you got the Texans mixed in there, you got the Commanders in there. I think we got a great game against the Giants again. I forgot the other. I know we got Cincinnati. We're playing Cincinnati. We're playing. I'm just saying. Look at that. So if you can't see no more wins than what Jeff Coughlin got right there, you may need to start getting ahead of some of us, and let's start thinking. Okay, so if the Cowboys, do not win a whole lot of games, the word playoffs is really the wrong word right now, even though we're 3-3. When you look at how this team is performing, it's crazy. Thank you, Marlon. The Eagles, we got the Eagles twice in there, okay? Everybody, everybody's looking better than us, even though you would probably say, okay, we're going to beat the Giants. I don't know. The Giants ain't playing too bad, and we're not playing great at all. The Giants could come up there and slip one in on the way we're playing right now. Let me just say that. We still got a lot of football left, but it's kind of hard for me to think playoffs at all. Ain't no sense me lying about it. Because we got the same problems that we've had for the last 3 to 4 years. It all goes back to the same exact problems. What's that? We don't run the ball enough. Bam. We can't stop the run. Good Lord. We've been saying that for the last 7, 8 years almost. We can't stop the run. Can't run the ball. Dak throws the ball too much. We got the same over and over again. We don't sign no free agents. We don't get over the hump. All that type of stuff. It's the same. We still ain't got no defensive tackles. With no defensive tackles, we don't have, my fault, Sports Junk. I had to jump on real quick. I ain't want to do you like that, brother. I apologize. I got you on the next run. Y'all subscribe to the Sports Junkie right there. My newfound brother. I was supposed to have him, and I apologize. I didn't do it, Sports Junkie. I'm a roll tonight because I got plenty in my head tonight. I gotta get it out, Sports Junkie. Forgive me for that. We'll hook up. I promise. We got the same issues, y'all. For the last 6, 7 years, I still got the same. Where's our defensive tackle? How many years have we said this? If you can't stop the run and they run it up the middle, where are the defensive? We've been saying this, y'all, for the last how many years? For real, y'all. Huh? What are we doing? I'm serious. It may sound like I'm complaining, but first of all, let's get this out of the way. Not too many of us, based off what we seen. I think it is the Sports Junkie. Hey, Sports Junkie, type that in for Joe so he'll know where to follow you at. Nobody really thought we were going to beat Detroit. That includes a whole bunch of us Cowboy fans. When I looked at the schedule, I thought that they wouldn't beat them either. Detroit is a good football team. Loaded. As of right now, you can go ahead and say Super Bowl caliber. They had a huge injury yesterday. That hurts. But they still are loaded. They got the kind of offense that can overcome Aiden Hutchinson breaking his leg. God bless him. Anyway, that's my Michigan guy. Hopefully it's recovery. If you hadn't heard, I think Coach Campbell said today there's a 4 to 6 month recovery period. Obviously, he's done for the season, or should be. But God bless him. And I think Aiden Hudson is going to come back. But anyway, we've been saying the same things, but God knows, however. When are we going? It's the same thing every single year. Same thing, same questions, same issues, the exact same. Same routes, same lack of running the ball, same not stopping the run, same, watch this, same softness. Because when I looked at the schedule, y'all, you've been following me. I hate to be repetitive, but so be it. Because everything I've said is coming true. When I looked at the schedule and we start off with Cleveland, Saints, Baltimore, the Giants, even with the Giants not being as good, I told you they had a real good defense. The Giants, Pittsburgh. I mean, and now we got to come off the bye and play the 49ers. We got to play the Falcons in Atlanta. We still got the Eagles, the Commanders, and all the, and the Cincinnati Bengals, all that stuff. All right, look, I told you that finesse ball playing would not work this year. Oh, no. No. I've been done told y'all that playing finesse, Madden 25, pinball machine offense would not work this year. I told you guys that playing defense, you better find a way to stop the run. And if you didn't get no defensive tackles, we're going to have some problems. I told you guys they're going to have to button up the chin strap. You're going to have to play physical football. And once again, this is why this year is going to look real bad, because you're playing teams that are known as physical football teams that will hit you in your mouth. And if you don't stop it, they are going to embarrass you. Without going into the game, because y'all saw it, the Detroit Lions were out there having fun. They out there running sand lot football plays. They down here throwing hook and ladder plays to a goddamn tackle. The wide receiver catch the ball, pitch the ball to an offensive tackle, trying to get him to run it in the end zone. That's how much fun they have. No respect. They run a ball, the running back runs, pitches it to the wide receiver, throws it back to Goff. And Goff, number one, got all this time to work. Did we even touch Goff yesterday? But one time I do remember a sack. I mean, he's sitting back there taking pictures, signing autographs before he can throw the ball. And then he throws the ball and Laporta is running down there because Overshown has gotten bit by watching all the face. The tight end sneaks out, get behind him, and scores a touchdown. I mean, they just out there just they playing a Harlem Globetrotter football offense on this. Plays that you will never see them run against nobody else. But you can do that against the Dallas Cowboys. You can do that against the Cowboys. Because we're not physical. Really, I can end the show right there because I've been saying it all year. Everybody wanna, you dissect it more and what people are saying is true. But the foundation of everything when it comes to football is the trenches. And the Cowboys just got demolished. Defensive line just getting pushed around like it ain't nothing. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I don't think you can. I'll try to do something more. Okay, you can see that. Let me get myself out of the way. Oh, I ain't meant to do that. Figure this out. I just wanted to show y'all this. This is the only play I want to show you. And then okay, let me remove myself. Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? How we supposed to win? I mean, what is that? And yes, that's defensive tackle, but I mean, there's plenty more plays that they can get. I mean, I can show you because they killed us running the ball all game long. They stopped the run. Can't get nothing. Now, here it is. Watch this. I'm finna mess y'all up on this. All right. I'm not blaming the defense at all. How about that? What I tell y'all on Saturday, at some point, we got lucky with the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? We played very well against the Steelers, but at some point, the injuries are going to catch up with you. When Kendricks got knocked out, not knocked out of the game, but when he was not eligible for the game, I knew then we're in trouble. That was our leading tackle. Damone Clark is not a good linebacker at all. So I already knew we was in trouble. We're down everywhere on defense. So I don't expect a number 5 defense, top 5 defensive effort when I got a bunch of role players playing. I'm not even blaming on the defense. If you want to blame it on the defense, don't blame it on Zimmer. You can't run the race without the horses. I ain't even worried about Mozzie and OC and you know Lil Fowl and all that type of stuff. I don't expect it because see, OC ain't stopped the run since he been in Dallas. This ain't nothing new. OC has been with the Cowboys for 3 years now. He ain't never stopped the run. Huh? That's just the truth. Mozzie had one game or so, or 2 games where he played pretty decently, but overall, his career shows that he can't stop the run either. So this is nothing new. Lindale Joseph is a little older. You know what I'm saying? He can't stay out there, a lot of snaps. And then he's just a plug anyway. So I'm saying, I ain't blaming the defense. What I am going to blame for the defense is one Jerry Jones. Because he's been around, Steven too. He's been around long enough to know at least talented defensive tackles, defensive ends. They built rosters that done produced Pro Bowl guys and all pro guys. They know what they had behind. They know this roster ain't good enough. As far as defensively goes, they know that. They refused to give it any help. Everybody got excited about Lindell Joseph, how big he was, but there's a reason why he was on the streets. Like I said before, your defensive tackles been here. They ain't stopped nothing. Osa ain't stopped nothing. He was part of the reason why we keep saying stuff. He's a playmaking defensive tackle, but when you get physical with him, he gets pushed back just like everybody else. He gets destroyed too. He ain't never been a run stopper. He ain't never had it. It ain't nobody. Thank you, William. My brother William in here. Look at the names. These just some of the names. There's some names we done forgot about. Gallimore, Olsen, Bohanna, Mozzie, Princeton Hill, Ridgeway. Look, we ain't never had no defensive tackles. When the last time? Is the last time we had a defensive tackle, was it David Irvin? I'm serious. Is that the last one we had that made real impact? Glover? You know what I'm saying? That you know how far we talking back now? You know how far we talking back? We've never had it. So, you know, if you know it's a problem and you keep addressing it by giving me Cracker Jack, Lay's potato chip free agents, you know what I'm saying? Cracker Barrel free agents. I mean, come on, guys are just coming off the street. We ain't never addressed it, so you ain't not serious about stopping the run, which is our Achilles heel on defense. We ain't trying to stop no run. You want to play opportunistic defense, hope that you pass, get Diggs and Bland, whoever the other cornerbacks are, try to get them some picks and roll on. And the problem is that system has worked. That's why they won't get no defensive tackle. Because Diggs picks off balls, Bland picks off balls. We right at, before this year, always probably leading the league in turnovers. Dan Quinn spoiled us. You know what I'm saying? Getting all these turnovers and stuff. But the problem still remains that we never could stop the run. Once a team decide they're going to bully us, they bully us and it looks horrible. That's what you saw yesterday. The game plan was, we're going to punk these boys out. And they did. And when a team, this ain't the first time we seen it. We saw it with the Saints. Same thing. They punked us out. Physical. We finesse. The Baltimore Ravens did it. They punked us out bad. But y'all got fooled by Dak trying to make a comeback and make the score look respectable. But previous to that, Derrick Henry ran all over us. Physical. Appreciate you, Joe. Physical. What do we play? Finesse. Drop back passing. All the short passes. You can't match physicalness. That's been the problem the last few years. That's why we look bad against Green Bay. Well, Green Bay decided in the playoff game, punk us out. And we don't answer the bell when it comes down to a physical game. Now, somebody going to be saying, well, what about Pittsburgh? Well, the sun shine on a dog tail every now and then. That's what happened. We met physicalness with physicalness, and we came out. We came out. Credit. We didn't get punched in the mouth. We punched them back. It's rare. I don't have to remind y'all about how the 49ers treat us. I don't have to remind y'all. about the 49ers, how bad they make us look. Because it's physical. It's physical. And while they playing physical ball game, we trying to play finesse. And I'm primarily talking about offensively. You ain't gonna do it. When a team is physical on both sides of the ball, You have to meet that same bulliness on both sides of the ball on your team. And I don't think we're capable. I'm sorry. And that goes to, in particular, Mr. Mike McCarthy. Who is a lover of the shotgun formation. Who is a lover of throwing the ball 40 plus times a game. Who is a liar of always talking about running the football. I can't tell. I don't want to hear it again because it's just not true. He is not, I mean, I said it last year, but and because of this schedule that we have now, you're going to have to run the ball. What did I tell you Saturday? You're going to have to run it because your offense really is not efficient enough to be throwing the ball on first, second, and third down because everybody know what the routes are and you're not efficient enough to even just move the chains. How many 3 and outs did we have in a row yesterday? You see what I'm saying? Your defense tired now. Your no-name defense, who can't stop a nosebleed. Now they can't stop a nosebleed, and now they tired. So you know what's going to happen now. You finna get ran over even worse. Because they're on the field too much. Because your offense can't get a one first down. And then I know how Cowboy fans are. I mean, I already know how the world is, but I know how Cowboy fans are, especially those that don't like Dak Prescott. You're gonna blame Dak Prescott, and Dak did not play well, but Dak didn't have no time at all. I mean, he was pressured more than just about any time in his career. He was throwing off his back foot all night long. He was getting hit nonstop. The offensive line was horrible yesterday. No quarterback could survive it. I know y'all ain't going to agree with that because y'all just want to blame Dak, but it's just the truth. I'm not going to blame Dak. He looked like he was supposed to look when you're running for your life. Shoot, you talking about 2 interceptions. Shoot, he should have had 5. He should have had 5 interceptions yesterday, to be honest with you. But he didn't. He had 2, and that's fine. I'm blaming on Mike McCarthy, y'all. Because, see, Jerry ain't got nothing to do. Well, you're calling the game. You refuse to run the ball. And then when you do run it, you want to run it from a shotgun position with the same old run it up the middle. Like nobody don't know what you're doing. Why are we running? See, this is, and I got a coach in here. I see Coach Breedlove in here. Why are we running from the shotgun position with that little zone read run that usually go up the middle? And everybody know the running back gonna get the ball. Why? Because you know Dak ain't no threat to pull it out and run it. It's easy. It's too easy. See, if you got the same formation with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson there, you got to be looking in both places because you don't know what's getting ready to happen. You know, if Henry get the ball, he can go to the house. And then if Lamar fake it and pull it out, Lamar can go to the house. So you got a lot to prepare for. When the Cowboys get into a shotgun, they say just follow the running back. But Dak ain't going to pull it out. And even if he does pull it out, he ain't fast enough to do no damage. The only time he'll pull it out unless it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 2, or something like that, and they go for it. Dak can get you that. He can get you that. But he ain't no real threat to run the ball from that. It's either a flat out fake, or it's a run, or he get a fake and then pass the ball. And nobody ain't falling for the fake. It is horrible offensive play calling. Look, common sense tell you. See, this is why I can't stand Mike McCarthy right now. You just came off and beat Pittsburgh, and the game changed in the second half when you put Dak under center and put a 2 tight end set, or you just left Dak under center and you ran the ball. Wasn't no zone read, wasn't nothing. It was just hand the ball off to a certain spot and let the back do the work. And that's why Rico had a big game. I thought they were going to build off that. The first 14, 15 plays yesterday, which means it was a tight ball game at the time, because the MVP of our team, Mr. Brandon Aubrey, had kicked 1 field goal, and then came back and scored a touchdown. It's 7-3. It was a close ball game. The first 14, I believe, plays, or 15, I'm sorry. I think they only ran the ball 4 times. At the end of the half, Rico only had 2 carries. Did y'all just hear what I just said? Rico, that same Rico that had his breakout game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, at the end of the half, Rico only had 2 carries at the end of the half. What did I tell y'all Saturday? I told y'all that Ezekiel Elliott got a little jealous because he saw the breakout game that Rico had, and he figured out, I better say something now. If not, they're going to keep rolling with Rico, and there's a good chance Rico might produce. And I ain't getting no carries. I ain't getting the work. I am not getting it. I ain't come back for this now. So I'm going to go on, get into the press, and I'm going to go on say what I need to say and see if I can shake some things up. What did I tell y'all Saturday? I told y'all Saturday that one of the silent killers, I've been saying it for years. You've been with me for a while. You've heard me say it. One of the silent killers of the Dallas Cowboys is loyalty and politics. I've been saying it, y'all. For those that have been with me, you know I've said it. So I said it's the silent killer of the Cowboys. So you're going to sit here and tell me that at the end of the half, that Rico, after the game that he had against the Steelers, only had 2 carries for 6 yards in the first half. Okay. Ziggy Elliott, on the other hand, had, let me see here. Ziggy Elliott had 8 carries, 17 yards for the whole game, I think. So let me break it down. My best friend Marlon, one of my best friends, sent me this. First quarter, Rico had 6 snaps. First quarter, Ziggy Elliott had 8 snaps. Second quarter, Rico had 4 snaps. Second quarter, Zeke had 2. Third quarter, Rico had 2 snaps. Zeke Elliott had 7. Fourth quarter, Rico had 7 snaps. Fourth quarter, Zeke had 11. So 6-4 is 10, 12, 19. Rico had 19 snaps in the game. Zeke had 10, 17, 28 snaps. 28 snaps to 19. Seemed like the crying from Zeke worked, didn't it? And so he got the snaps and the ball, but what did Zeke do? Show why he's a second string running back now. That's what he showed. But they fell for it, y'all. So that tells me, and this is what really ticks me off, I really could go on in the show now. They don't want to win, y'all. You want to please people. Because see, if you really wanted to win, it should have been 28 snaps for Rico. And whatever Rico had, that should have been for Zeke. The crying worked. Politics, loyalty, for being a hero to this franchise that Zeke was. Being a hero and being a jersey selling type guy. I told y'all when he signed with us, I told you one nothing but a feel good story. That's all Zeke is now. Just a full, just a feel good story. I knew he wasn't the same guy. But I knew that when he came back. Period. New England last year was good for him because Stevenson rarely got injured, which he did later on in the season last year. But that's a good committee. Zeke can do that. His legs ain't too messed up, but Zeke ain't no lead back anymore. Cowboys fell for it though. And you see part of the result. You want to know why you can't run the ball? Maybe it's because you ain't got the right person in the game. How about that? Rico just showed you what he's, I ain't going to say consistently capable of, but because his running style, you can see the difference between the two. Rico needs the ball. If you talk about trying to get a running game going, why? Because he's your best option as of now. There's nobody better. For those that want to see Dalvin Cook, if Dalvin comes in and plays well, then we'll change it up a little bit. I ain't saying make him number one, but remember what I asked you about. Zeke, since he was crying, talking about I need the ball. I said, okay, you can get the ball, but at the expense of who? Who carries you for the takeaway? Well, I be dang. I was saying you're going to take away Lemke's touches and stuff like that, but I'd be dang. Yeah, good God. He took away Rico's touches, which made him the number one running back. It's just unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. And because of that, and because of y'all, since they letting politics run the team now, because that just proved it. Zeke cried. He ain't got the ball this week. He almost 28. What I say to 19 in snaps. You put Rico back as the number 2. It made Zeke the 1. That tell me you don't want to win. So I'm assuming because see, Mike McCarthy is smart enough to know, and there's a reason why Rico has been the starter, the running back number 1 the whole year. It wasn't Zeke. Rico started out against Cleveland. Go look at the all 22. Watch out who starts the game. Rico's been the starter all year. He's been in practice to see the two of them. He automatically knows that Rico, at this point in his career, is better than Ezekiel Elliott. Hello? Then why are you going to switch it up? Could it be We don't have no verification. I'm not in the star. I'm not there, but I got a feeling that Mr. Jones or Stephen Jones or Jerry, whichever one you want to pick, probably both of them, had a little talk with Coach McCarthy. And you know the content of that conversation, don't you? You know what was said. We need to get Ezekiel at the ball. I can hear Coach McCarthy saying, but what about? I mean, Rico's playing well. Don't worry about that. Just split it up, make it even. If anything, even if Zeke got to have at least one more carry than Rico, just make it happen. You can put him in on third down. He just need to be on the field, and you need to get him there. You need to give him the ball. Okay. Don't just make sure that we have a true effort in making sure. Gonna be saying, a lot of y'all be saying, well, Zeke is really a real great pass protector. Rico can't do all that. He can't. He can't do that. So we don't need him. We don't need him doing that. I want to show you something if I can find it. If I can find it, then forgive me. I just want to show y'all something of what can happen, and then I'll let you see it for yourself. A lot of y'all don't have the all 22, and y'all don't see it. I want to show y'all this, and if I can find it, see here. Let me see, y'all forgive me. Yeah, that's it right there. I want to show y'all something real quick. Let's look at this together. Get myself out of it. Okay, so when I take myself out, you can't see. You can't see. Well, you can't hear me because whenever I do this and take myself out of this, so I'm going to be muted. So I'm going to let y'all watch this play, and then they're going to do the same play just from a different angle, okay? So I want y'all to watch Rico on pass protection. He's going to be in the shotgun, standing right beside Dak. And I want you to particularly look at Aiden Hutchinson and Terrence Steele. And I'm going to be quiet because I ain't got no choice. I'm just going to let you guys watch this, and then I'll come back. I know y'all saw that. I know you did. Yeah, I know you saw it. I know you just saw it. I know you saw Rico just knock out Aiden Hutchinson. For those that say he can't pass block, met him head on because Terrence Steele got whipped, as you just saw. And Rico flat out hit him dead in the mouth, knocked him down. Y'all saw that. So I don't even want to, I know there's just one play. So, I get it. And you pick up on coverage and able to read coverages. I understand that. But the intensity level of going to hit somebody is there. Just like Zeke was. So I don't want to hear all that. Just wanted to show y'all that. See, you can't win when you got loyalty and politics in the game. Because that means you're not going to put the best players out on the field. On that note, I'm sorry, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm not at the practice. The coaches see it way more than I do. So I can't I can't knock it. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. But y'all been seeing John Stevens in preseason and see how much of a factor he is and how he can catch the ball and all that. Why can't he get on the field? I mean, is he that bad of a blocker? I don't know. Can he block or whatever? But see, when you ain't got no threats, and that's the narrative that you keep hearing about the Cowboys, then you need to go get some weapons, right? I think we all agree that John Stevens is a weapon. You know, if he comes in and everybody know that's a pass play, so be it. You put a double tight end set with Ferguson and John Stevens out there. If you know they passing the ball, I mean, the defense know you passing it because you ain't gonna put Stevens in a run game type of situation. Because I guess they say he can't block. I don't know, but if that be the case, so be it. You got to stop it. Give Dak the weapons. Since everybody say it ain't nothing else out there, it just don't make any sense to me. There's some things within right now that you don't have to go outside and look for help. You don't have to do it. Some of this stuff you can look at right now, and you got some answers right there. You got Dalvin Cook. We don't know what he is. We don't know. We got to find out. You got some kind of answer within. But I'm gonna say this right here. You know, Zeke ain't had but 17 carries as much as he wanted the ball. I mean, 17 yards for 8 carries. I mean, come on now. He ain't. I think Cook can do that. I think if you get the ball to Dalvin Cook, I believe if you give him the 8 carries, I believe he's going to have more than 17 yards. I'm sorry. I just believe it. I almost believe, well, I ain't going to say that about Deuce, even though Deuce is much younger than the both of them, but he's just too small or whatever the case may be. But, I mean, you throwing bubble screens to Dak, I mean to CD. Can we do a bubble screen sometime with Turbin or Deuce? I mean, you gotta try some of this stuff. Since you ain't got no weapon, since you like to throw it short, throw the little bubble screen. See, they gonna buzz one sooner or later. You gotta try. The slant, the little curl route, is well, here's the other thing, Darryl. You're absolutely right, at least for this game. Now, they did do well against Pittsburgh. They just didn't do well against the Giants. Plus, they got, Lions yesterday. Plus, they got so far behind. The running game was pretty much just, over and done with when they fell behind. How about we run something other than up the middle? How about that? Can we run... Can we run a stretch play? Can we run a counter? Can we do that? Do you know how many running designs are in the game? Only thing I see is us just running up the middle, whether it's a single back or whether it is a shotgun. You run the ball, it's going up the middle. I mean, there are other plays. Can we do a toss? You got fast guys. Can get out there. Can we do that? Can we run a power? Which is almost kind of up the middle because it's between the center and the guard. Can we run kind of like a zone stretch play where it's between the guard, outside shoulder, and the tackle, in between the tackle? Can we do that? Can we run a draw? Can we do that? Can we do that? But here's the last thing, y'all, because I know y'all tired of me talking. Here's the last thing. You better be grateful that the Pittsburgh Steelers got beat by the Dallas Cowboys. Because if the Cowboys would have lost that game and then followed it up with the loss with the Lions, I believe we will have really a very hot discussion tonight I believe that there would be a good chance that yesterday would have been his last game. I think the Steeler game saved him because everybody started finally catching up, y'all, and started talking about him losing his job at the bye week. I believe Liberty didn't get no touches, and as well as he played. That's because of Zeke. See what I'm saying? Politics, loyalty. Lemke didn't get anything. He didn't get nothing. I just gave you the breakdown on the snaps. He didn't get nothing. So Zeke, the politics for pleasing Zeke was at the expense of Rico and Hunter Lemke. Those two running backs I just named is what allowed you to beat Pittsburgh. And you gave him the ball. Zeke cries, gets into the game. Rico has less touches. Hunter Lemke has no touches. I rest my case. If we would have lost to the Steelers and then got the whipping that we got yesterday, I really believe that Mike McCarthy's head really would have been chopped off. See, there's a big difference between 2-4 when you have high expectations and then being 3-3. See, you know, when you say you're 2-4, that's, you know, that's not good. The Cowboys, some of us would have been, it's really not that the Cowboys lost, because a lot of us didn't think we were going to win the game anyway. We know Detroit a better team. It's the way we lost. That's the reason why there's a lot of drama going on now, is because of the way we lost. If the Cowboys would have lost 27-20, the fire wouldn't have been as hot. But because you got whipped 47-9, all the fire real hot, as expected. But you 3-3. So the Pittsburgh game, to me, is really saving. I ain't Jerry Jones, even though he got up there and said, I would never do it. I wouldn't. Well, that's a lie too, because you've done it before. Wade Phillips, Jason Garrett. You did it. You fired the coach in the season, mid-season, and Jason Garrett took over. You've done it. If you feel like the team has been lost, then you really, you're going to have to do something. If the team ain't got no fire, then you're going to have to do it. Now, the only thing that they're going to say is, hey, we got a lot of depleted players. We don't have guys there. I got something to say about that. Shoot, when Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence were played, we done got blowed out like that too. Do I need to remind y'all of the Green Bay game last year? DeMarcus and Micah played. Okay, y'all remember that. Do I need to remind y'all of last year, right around this time, the Sunday night game against the 49ers? Micah and DeMarcus Lawrence played that game. Bland played that game. Only person was missing was Deed. Guess what happened? We got this type of whooping, the same whooping. So, you know, everybody's saying, we just need Michael back. We had Parsons. I done seen them get ran over too. Need I remind you of the Buffalo game last year? What, 220-something yards rushing? Michael and DeMarcus Lawrence were out there. They were out there. Yeah. Need I remind you of the Arizona game a couple years ago? Micah and DeMarcus Lawrence were out there. Huh? Need I remind you of the Baltimore game when Derrick Henry just ran all over us? Micah and DeMarcus Lawrence were out there. They were out there. Nealon was out there. Deron Bland wasn't out there, but, you know, I'm just saying. So just having the Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't automatically mean that everything gonna be better. They got ran on too, got hit in the mouth too, nowhere to be found. Gave up to over 200 yards rushing. They were the same guy. Didn't they play the Saint game? Didn't they play the Saint game this year? What the Saints do? Same thing. So I don't want to hear nothing about, well, we need these guys here. They've been out there and got their brains kicked in too. Y'all don't want to tell the truth tonight, but I'm telling you. Y'all don't like it, but it's just the truth. The Pittsburgh game is a pivotal point in this season. It saved them. Because, see, now, I've been focusing in on the bye week all the way up to the 49er game. I said, the Cowboys can't get out to a slow start. 3-3 sounds a whole lot better than 2-4. So you're 500. That's the reality. Cowboys some kind of way pull off and beat San Francisco. Guess what? They 4-3. You feel a whole lot better. But I don't think nobody of us. I mean, we praying right now that the 49ers don't do what they usually do to us, and they just punk us out, which they're gonna try to do on both sides of the ball. They gonna run the ball, and the Cowboys ain't stopped the nosebleed yet, really, other than the Pittsburgh game. I guess you can say the Cleveland game and the Giants game. I mean, our 3 wins, we did well. But the Giants ain't the 49ers. See, and this is this same narrative. I ain't say this earlier, but let's go with it. Why is it the fact that when we play these quote unquote heavyweight teams, we get our brains kicked in? What's the narrative? Cowboys can beat, lesser teams. But when they have to play somebody or play the bigger team, they always get destroyed. Once again, we can keep adding to that long chapter. It just happened yesterday. Well, the 49ers, despite their record, just the way they play, they've been injured all year, and they got guys that's going to come back by the time next week rolls around. When we see them, guess what's going to happen? We're going to have to find some manhood real quick. And I don't know if it's in us. I'm just being honest with you. I'm still gonna say the same thing. Can we stop the run? Well, we're going against one of the better offensive lines in the game too. I said the bye week, 49er game coming up. You're either gonna be 3-4 or 4-3. After that, we got to go to Atlanta. Then Philadelphia comes to Dallas. Then we got the Houston Texans in Dallas. Then we go to Washington. Then the Giants come to us. Then we play Cincinnati. Those are the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. Let me say it again, y'all. At the present thing, what you looking at now, we're going to San Francisco. Y'all think we're going to pull that off? Then we go to the Falcons. Y'all think we're going to pull that off? Then we got Philadelphia coming in. Then we got the Texans coming in. Then we go to Washington. Then the Giants come to us, and then Cincinnati comes to us. Okay, just based off what your eyes are seeing, and since I just called out these other teams, and most of you know what these teams look like right now, do y'all see 2 wins out of that? At 49ers, at Falcons, Philadelphia comes to us, the Texans come to us, at Washington, then the Giants play us on Thanksgiving, and then Monday night we play after that on December 9th. Cincinnati comes to us. All right, let me go through it. Now I don't make predictions, but at 49ers, don't look good. At Falcons, the way the Kirk Cousins got them guys looking, don't look good. Philadelphia, we always seem to play well against Philadelphia. Dak always steps up against that, and then we got them at home. I wouldn't be surprised if we pulled that one off. Notice what I'm saying. 49ers, physical team. Okay? We're not physical. I don't care what y'all say. Atlanta is more of a finesse team, but they got a great running back. 2 of them, actually. And they're going to try to run it. Algier, and then Rob Bijan. That's gonna be a rough one. Philly, who's just getting, AJ just came back. Devontae missed one game, came back. Barkley still healthy. They're gonna try to run the ball too. So I don't. We can beat Philly. I don't care what they look like. We can beat them. The Texans, physical ball club. I mean, don't look good. At Washington, division game. Washington finally played somebody, and then they lost. But they played well against the Ravens, but they lost. Dan Quinn will have them guys ready to go against us. They're going to blitz the living. It's Dan Quinn, so they're going to blitz the crap out of Dak. And Dan Quinn definitely knows how to get people there. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about it. Even though they did lose Jonathan Allen for the season. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. They lost Jonathan Allen. That's going to be a rough game. We can win it, though. I think everybody will finally give us a break, and we should beat the Giants on Thanksgiving. Then we play Cincinnati on that Monday night, December the 9th. And just in case you notice, they can score a lot of points. They can't stop nobody, but they score a lot of points. So I'm just saying, I can't predict the Cowboys. I don't know what team gonna show up. I'm serious, y'all. We don't know what team is gonna show up. We don't know. Okay? We don't know. We don't know. And let me close it out by saying this. Another conspiracy theory. Based off of what I just said with these teams, there's a good chance, man, that the Cowboys might be maybe 5-9 or something like that by then. 5-9 or something, whatever. I hope I'm wrong, but I ain't predicting it. I'm saying it could be. Based on what our eyes are seeing now and knowing how we play against real physical manhood type team where we never answer the bell, it could be a real rough stretch, which leads to this. If they, Mike McCarthy gonna be gone. You're gonna end up with a high draft pick. That's another reason why they ain't adding to this team. Cause see, they think like this, like, man, cause they love the draft now. Y'all know that. They love the draft. And if the Cowboys don't make the playoffs, that's gonna at least get you to somewhere between a 13 and 16 pick, depending on your record, of course. It ain't time to talk about the draft, but we do know some players that are definitely coming out of the draft, don't we? Don't think quarterback, because quarterback is taken care of. They're rolling with that. They're paying them all the money, so don't even think quarterback. So let me eliminate Shedeur Sanders. Y'all forget it. Don't even think about that. Won't be Shedeur, so forget that. But if you end up in the top 10 pick, the Cowboys thinking like that's why they ain't gonna add nothing on. Then things get a little interesting, don't it? We got 11 picks in the draft next year. 11 picks in the draft next year. 11. And one of those picks ain't gonna be no quarterback there. Y'all can get quarterback out your mind. You're not drafting. If that be the case, you just stick with Trey Lance, re-sign him, and let him go. You're not going to get a quarterback. You can forget that. Don't even think about it. They made their decision for the future of the franchise, and re-signing Dak Prescott, giving his extension for the next 4 years. What is it, 4 or 5? 4 years, I'm sorry. That's your quarterback. Okay? But if the Cowboys some kind of end up with a top 10 or above pick, they think like this, y'all. They see the schedule. They know what team they putting out on the field. They know this team ain't got really a chance against some of these teams. They know that. And if you got, this is conspiracy, so we're just playing, I'm just fast forwarding. Cowboys end up with a top 10 or above pick. And some very interesting things can happen here. First of all, you got to get another head coach, which is interesting in itself. It's very interesting. Like, who your coach gonna be? Are you gonna get an offensive coach that's innovative, since that's what's working in this league so far? I don't find it a coincidence that these guys that run a lot of motion and have a lot of movement and all that type of stuff, these are the offenses that are working. So when you start thinking about that, then are you gonna go young? A lot of y'all want Belichick, but Belichick, let me say this. Belichick minus Brady ain't Belichick. I'm not trying to diminish his greatness. He's a great coach, probably the greatest of all time. But let's not act like that Brady ain't got a lot to do with it, because as soon as Brady left him, he was nowhere to be found. Didn't even make a playoff. So that's all I'm going to say about Bill Belichick. Plus, that's like oil and water. The combination of Jerry Jones and Belichick. I mean, Belichick don't like to talk to the media. Jerry loves to talk to the media. Belichick will end up getting ticked off, trying to mess with Jerry. And Belichick is a guy that had control of the franchise. Mr. Kraft gave Belichick. He drafted the players. Belichick did. You ain't going to do that when you come to Dallas. So that'll be something that Belichick wouldn't like in the first place. So I don't even think that's him. You need to get a younger coach that's innovative, that's going to help your quarterback for the next 4 years. It can't be a defensive coach unless you tell me who your offensive coordinator is. Who is your offensive coordinator? And see, can your offensive coordinator take my quarterback to the next level? If you can't do that, then I can't hire you. But we all know that Jerry likes splash, don't he? Shedeur Sanders is leaving. Travis Hunter is leaving Colorado. The sexiness of the Colorado program is not going to be there next year, because your prime players will be gone. If there was ever a time to pull Deion Sanders out, if he really does want to get out or whatever, that's if he does, then this is the year to try to do something. Now, I'm not saying that the Cowboys would do that, but I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. He want to go with his son. Carolina will have a very high pick, possibly the number 1 pick. And if Carolina would make Shedeur the number 1 pick, which there's a couple other quarterbacks I would take before Shedeur, but having Shedeur wouldn't be well. But what if you get a package deal? Deion says, if you take my son, I will come coach, be the head coach of Carolina. You don't think that Carolina wouldn't take that just from a business standpoint? I'm just throwing it out there. Okay? Let me go on fast forward. Let's just say the Cowboys have maybe about the 9th pick in the draft. They got 11 compensatory picks, 11 draft picks and all. There's a certain cornerback / wide receiver that is there. His name is Travis Hunter, who probably will be maybe somewhere around the 4th, 5th, 6th pick. If Denver does not do well, which a lot of people don't think, Travis has already said that he wouldn't mind playing for the Broncos because he wouldn't have to move. What if the Cowboys get a little greedy right there? I know what you're saying, but we got Diggs and we got Bland. Yeah, you do. But you're also forgetting that Bland's last year. Next year is his last year of his rookie deal, right? Do you really believe the Dallas Cowboys are going to pay 2 cornerbacks that are getting paid over $20 million? You better start thinking. Because, see, the more losses we have, I'm starting to slowly but surely lean to this. It's almost like the Cowboys ain't really mad that they losing. They're going to put on their front. But if they know they got a top 10 pick, they're going to shake some things up next year. They ain't finna pay Bland same amount of money, well, even more money than Diggs. They ain't nowhere in the world they're going to have 2 cornerbacks making that type of money. If you want to pay Bland and let Diggs go some type of way, then, but they ain't paying both of them now. I hope y'all listening and starting to see the bigger picture. This is why they're not signing nobody. This is why they ain't trading for nobody. This is why I started laughing. This is why I'm not what T Foster say, unlike you. You don't like me no more? Oh, okay. I said it's conspiracy theory. I just said it's conspiracy theory, Greg. Cowboys are, they're getting up in the top 10 pick. The Cowboys are always gonna pick an offensive lineman if history says so. They'll pick an offensive lineman in the first round no matter what pick it is. So I'm just throwing it out there. They have salary cap money plus a possibly top 10, 11 pick. And you got some attraction there in that top 6 or 7. Just throwing it out there. Personally, I hope it don't get to that because I hate to waste a year. I'm just saying for stroke. I know everybody ain't gonna agree with me, but I'm just saying you got 11 picks. You don't have to have 11 picks. Okay? I know the Cowboys love to draft, but if you got a chance to go get somebody, like who's the most dominant? Thank you, Shane. By now we would know. Who's the most dominant defensive edge or defensive tackle guy in college football, and are they worth a top 10 pick? See, that's the other thing you got to think about. I'm talking about a top 10 pick. You ain't drafting no D tackle unless he's the greatest defensive tackle, Aaron Donald like. You ain't drafting that. The Cowboys said we can get that in the second round, third round. That's what they would say about that. And I would somewhat agree with that. In order to be a top 10, 12 pick as a defensive tackle, man, you got to be dang near a Heisman Trophy candidate. For real. Unless you Warren Sapp or somebody, Aaron Donald or somebody like that. I don't know who that guy is. By now, I would have heard about him. I would have heard about him by now. Who is it? I know about these great quarterbacks that's coming out of college. I know about them. I even know about a few running backs that's great. I certainly know about the wide receivers that are there. That's all over the country. There, you mean pick one. But Travis Hunter is in a class all by himself. And I'm just saying. And I remember a time, if some of y'all ain't gonna remember this, but I remember when they went and got, I think they was about at 12, and they moved into the top 6, I believe, and got Mo Claiborne. Y'all remember that? When Claiborne was a corner at LSU, when he got drafted, I'm going back a little further now. They moved from about 12 up to number 4 or 6 or something like that, and went up and got Claiborne, who they thought was a can't miss guy. So it's a little history there. I'm just playing now. I ain't talking about Detroit then. Y'all want to know about Detroit? We got our butt kicked. There you go. I already talked about the game. You know, they better find some manhood because the 49ers are waiting. But they would look with like a dog with slob running down his mouth, like a pit bull, just like, oh my God, thank you. We finna beat up on the Cowboys some more. They sitting there waiting. So we already know what type of game it's gonna be. And the 49ers are easy to figure out. They just gonna bust you in your goddamn mouth. And they're gonna play bully ball. And if you ain't ready to play bully ball, you're gonna get embarrassed. Just like it happened yesterday, it's gonna happen again if they don't show up and be all this finesse and passing the ball all over the place. Look, William, I knew I was right. See, I didn't even need the notes. Thank you, William. That's what the Cowboys did. Now, this is facts. We were at 12, we moved to 6 to pick them up. And those days are gone because the salary cap has kind of stopped guys coming in from making big money. You also got to keep in mind, as great as Hunter is, and all these guys are going to come out next year, there's somewhat of a restriction. There's restriction on what these guys can make. So you would have whoever you're getting, especially getting drafted in the top 10. You know, there's certain things you're gonna at least have them on their deal, which will be, you know, very much reduced. It ain't gonna be like all that type of stuff what you just see what William just put down. They're gonna be on a rookie deal. You know how the Cowboys are about rookie deals. They love that. Then when it's time to really pay them, they start making up stuff why they shouldn't pay them. That's the Cowboys' way. They're gonna try to get all they can out of you as a rookie, and your second year, your third year, and the fourth year. And if you have a team option, you're gonna get a fifth year out of it. Then after that, it's gonna be time to pay you. You ain't gonna want to do it. And Shane, you're absolutely right. If we're talking about that right quick, that's why I was saying, you know, what type of coach you need. I will say that you need to get somebody that's going to advance your quarterback. Got to be offensive minded. You got no choice. And like I said before, if you get a defensive minded coach, you got to tell me who your defensive coordinator is. I mean, you got to tell me if you're getting a defensive coach, you have to tell me who your offensive coordinator is. That's the main thing. We already know you can play defense. I got to know. It's kind of like if we kept Dan Quinn. Okay, we know what Dan Quinn brings to the table. We know he's a defensive coach. We know our defense is going to be pretty decent, pretty straight. We know that. My question is, if you hired Dan Quinn, who was going to be the offensive coordinator? What he go do? Guess what he went and got? He went and got a guy that's proven, young, and have today's type of offense. That's Cliff Kingsbury. You see what Washington is doing? See what Jalen Daniels is doing? That's why it's working. That's why it's working. Dan Quinn, defense going to be better. Get Kingsbury in. Kingsbury is a younger coach, young, innovative. Look how he got Jaden Daniels playing. See, that's what I gotta have. Like if you hired Rex Ryan, you know, I'm just throwing out a name. I ain't saying he should be a candidate, but if you do Rex Ryan, okay, Rex, who is my coordinator? Who's my offensive coordinator? See what I'm saying? If you went with an established older coach, if you even brought Bill Belichick in, okay, who is the offensive coordinator? Now, see, let me throw something out. Now, I'm going to throw this out. And I know I'm talking 17 weeks almost. We got 11 games left. But I'm already kind of leaning toward it because I can almost see what they doing. Because they ain't adding nothing to this team. All y'all that's cheering for Devontae Adams ain't coming here. They ain't going to do nothing like that. You can forget that. Everybody know we need another wide receiver, but we ain't going to do that. I kind of see what they're doing. They ain't trying to add. They'll say, hey, let's just roll out of here. And everybody got to be the next man up. Everybody got to step up. They know what this roster is. That's why they ain't had. So now I got to look at them different. Like, okay, what y'all trying to do here? If you even hire Bill Belichick, okay. If you're hiring Bill Belichick, I would consider it if you're telling me that Josh McDaniels is my offensive coordinator. Because, see, that's proven. Josh McDaniels is not a good head coach, but as an offensive coordinator, it ain't been too many better because he got a lot of rings on his finger. Bill Belichick didn't coach no offense. It was Josh McDaniels. It got Brady looking like that. Hello. And if you notice, Josh McDaniels is on the sideline in the streets. You want to bet that Bill Belichick hadn't talked to Josh McDaniels and said, hey, I know this is, but if nobody calls you, I'm going to get a job next year. Can you just stay with me? I'm just saying. If you tell me I'm getting Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels, we can talk. For those that want Belichick. If Josh McDaniels is on there, because, see, I know what he's going to do with the offense. The offense is going to be way better. I can get with that. I can get with that. All right, I'm just conspiracy theory talking. I usually don't do that because there's a bunch of hypotheticals and all that. And who knows? The Cowboys, hey, since I'm in conspiracy mode, what if the Cowboys go down to San Francisco and beat them? That would be a tremendous confidence boost for this team. I'm telling you, it very well, because the history of Dak shows that he gets hot for about 5-game tear every year. He does this every year. He goes off look like the greatest quarterback in the league. Just ain't hit it yet, but he does this every year. We be talking about him, then all of a sudden, kind of like the bye last year. Everybody saying the Cowboys kind of struck, and then the man came out after the bye, and that's how he got to the, MVP talk. What if the Cowboys pull it off? Because ain't nobody going to pick them. Nobody. Nobody's picking the Cowboys against the 49ers. What if they pull it off and beat the 49ers? They will have a new lease on life. I promise you that. Since I'm going conspiracy. Even if McCaffrey comes back with him, I don't think he's going to be right. Plus, he's not going to carry the ball a whole lot. You just can't come back and just take on the full load. And Mason is there, and Mason's been running the ball pretty well. I don't know if even though his shoulder was tough, but the kid that came right behind him was just as lethal. So I don't know if McCaffrey is ready. To be honest with you, he had Achilles tendonitis, if I'm not mistaken. And both of them. So when you start anything around the Achilles, it takes a little time no tear or anything. I've never heard of Achilles tendonitis. That's what he has. I don't know. I know he went overseas to Germany to get some type of treatment done. Ain't no telling what that is. And I wouldn't doubt if he does feel better. But at the same time, I don't know how much of a risk that would be. He ain't took a shot all year. I don't know. The way you just said it perfectly, because the scheme is good. You don't never have to change anything. You just plug in and play. I agree 1,000% with that because it's established. They draft and get the same type of running backs. Downhill, run extremely hard. Bam. Shane, I love this. Shane said some more coaches. Vrabel, Fisher, Lane Kiffin. Again, with Mike Vrabel, I got the same question that I had for Bill Belichick. Who's my offensive coordinator? Jeff Fisher? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Lane Kiffin, young, flat out, can coach offense, gonna score points, no doubt about it. That'll be a great, excellent candidate, Lane Kiffin, because your offense gonna be right. All this stale offense that we got now, you bring in Lane Kiffin, you gonna score points. But I will flip it on Kiffin, like, okay, who's my defensive coordinator? Who's my defensive coordinator? That's what I would be saying. Who's my defensive coordinator? Then we can talk. I ain't got no question about you running offense. I need to know who the defensive coordinator is. And let me see his track record. That's the only thing I would say about Kiffin. Offensively, perfect candidate. Perfect. Innovative. Has always had his offense playing at a high level, college or pro. Just got to tell me who the coordinator is. Mike, I mean, yeah, good one, William. Good one. Good one. Good one. Great one. I like it. Ben Johnson, Robert Saleh is DC. I love it. You know, if Saleh is coaching your defense, that's the one that orchestrated the 49er defense that you see now. Yeah, we called the loss from jump. I agree, King Kai. But I guarantee you didn't call the way we lost, though, which is the reason why I got to start conspiracy theories now. See, we have these type of losses too much. We have these too much where it look like we don't show up. And Mike McCarthy come out there and say the same thing. I don't know if I've got to have these guys ready to play. How many times we done heard that? See, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm trying to have these guys ready to play. No, you don't get to keep getting blowed out like that, like you ain't never practiced football before, and then think that you're supposed to keep your job. We done had too many of these type of blowout games under his leadership. We can't keep doing this. Can't keep having these Buffalo, Green Bay type games and Saints game from this year and Baltimore games where we just get completely blowed out of the water, and a game like last night. We can't keep doing that. That's too many. Kai, you must just be joining in. You saying stuff I already done said. But I'm glad I got somebody thinking like me. I just went over talking about how we may not make the playoff. And that's the reason why I say they're not adding anything to this team, because they're fully aware of roster building. They know what's on this roster. They know that what we got. And they know it ain't playoff type roster. They know that. They may really have their eyes on the draft. I'm serious. They got 11 picks as of right now, Kai. They got 11 picks. And if you can sneak in and get a top 10 pick because of your horrible record, oh man. They gonna be so fired up for the draft. They love that. They're gonna be in trading business. They're gonna be in all that stuff. Because they know the Cowboys got 11 picks, and they know somebody gonna want to move up and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying they know what they got. They know what kind of defense they put on the field yesterday. They ain't want to add to it. They ain't trying to get no help. They are aware that just adding Michael Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence and Bland, putting them back in, they are aware that they got ran on too. They are aware that the Green Bay Packers in the playoff game ran on DeMarcus Lawrence, Michael Parsons, Bland. They know about it. They know about that. So just adding them in ain't gonna automatically mean we just gonna dominate. No. Michael Parsons done got ran over like this, just like everybody else had. DeMarcus Lawrence got the same thing. They know what they got. And they know this roster ain't quite ready. They know how stale the offense look. They know how predictable they look. Everybody know we ain't running them but stop routes and slant routes and curl routes. That's it. An occasional go ball, an occasional seam route with Jason Ferguson, and a screen pass. I mean, this stuff is too easy. They know everybody know how to play. Why you think all the cornerbacks never drop off? They sitting down because they know what they're going to run. They know how predictable this offense is. That's why your kicker is the team MVP right now. That's the truth. Your kicker is going to be the only Pro Bowl player just about this year. Your kicker is probably going to be the only All-Pro this year. Our kicker, who's having an outstanding year. Outstanding. Dominant kicker. A weapon. He is the best player right now. After a bye week, if we had a bye week MVP, the MVP of this team is Brandon Aubrey. He's the best player on the team right now. And it ain't even close. It's not even close. It's not even close. It ain't your quarterback. He ain't going to be no All-Pro this year. It won't be no All-Pro this year. CD, maybe Pro Bowl, maybe. That's it. Ferguson ain't getting the ball enough, you know. Tyler Smith probably will be a All-Pro again this year. That's it. Ain't nobody from the defense. Nobody. And that includes Michael Parsons as well. Unless he come out on a tear. Because he ain't done nothing when he was playing. He ain't had but one sack. Come on now. I don't know, y'all. All right. I appreciate y'all. Y'all go ahead and enjoy the rest of the game. I haven't been able to watch it. I mean, I'm not watching the game. Somebody put the score in of the Jets and the Buffalo. Somebody put it in real quick. I just want to see it. I ain't want to be distracted because I be looking up at the TV and stuff, you know. Just wanted, are the Jets playing with a little more fire tonight? See, it's amazing what a coaching change will do. Craig Steele, how about them Cowgirls? It didn't look too good. I don't know about the Cowgirls, but the Cowboys didn't look good at all yesterday. Mr. Steele. I don't know what the Cowgirls did, but the Cowboys didn't look good at all yesterday. I mean, I just answered the question, y'all. He said, how about them Cowgirls? I don't know. 20-17 Bills. Okay, that means that we got a ball game. I'm going to let you guys go and enjoy the rest of it. I mean, man, ask how the Cowgirls. I don't know about the Cowgirls. Who is that? I know about the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know about the Cowgirls. Well, if you're a Saints fan, Craig, as always, you know, y'all played y'all Super Bowl against us, and the real Saints done showed up since then. So that's been y'all only problem. Y'all played y'all Super Bowl against us as usual with the other teams do. Then reality set in. After that, can't do nothing wrong. Can't do nothing. Y'all didn't even punt the ball against us. Now y'all losing. I mean, you know, what Baker put up? Was that last night? Did Baker Mayfield put 50 points on y'all Saints? Who that? Since you asked me about the cow, well, I don't know about the Cowgirls, but since you trying to, you know, who that? Who that? You know, who that? You want to ask about the Cowgirls? Who that? Laney Wilson look good, Shane says. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to cook them on my show. Craig still say that Tampa Bay put 51 on the Saints last night. Well, you don't need to be worrying about the Cowboys now. You need to be worrying about when the Saints go marching in. Cause it look like they ain't marched too well yesterday. Okay. I ain't got nothing to do with y'all. I didn't know. I just know I saw what Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield did yesterday to the Saints, and I said, "See, yeah." I mean, just don't worry about the Cowboys. You know, we got 48, 47 put on us. Y'all got 51 put on y'all. So I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about y'all. Hey, hey, NFL. It's the NFL. 1 week you playing the Cowboys, you look like Super Bowl champion. Next week you playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you look like a first round pick. You know, a first round pick team, top 10. That's the NFL. 1 week we beat the Steelers when nobody thought we were gonna be able to beat them. Next week, Detroit beat our brains out. See what I'm saying? It's the NFL. Win a game, nobody thought you would win. Next week, you get totally annihilated by the Detroit Lions the very next week. Look like that you leave yourself wondering, where was that team that played in Pittsburgh the week before? That's how the NFL goes. So, hey, it is what it is. I agree, Shane. Thank you for that. I don't know if you got relatives in Florida, but Florida got hit tremendously with disaster. With the hurricane there. I have a friend that's in one of my groups. Actually, yeah, and he lives in Florida. Sent us pictures of his home. And it's flooded out completely. So, and stayed there too. I mean, like, they told people to evacuate. Everybody can't evacuate. You know what I'm saying? So, prayers to everybody that's there. Let me say this, and I usually don't do this. Let me say this, and some of y'all not gonna agree, but it have to be said. I guess I'm turning to my Bishop Brooks now. This is how bad the country is. This is how bad the country is politically. The vice president, one that's running for president, Vice President Harris, and the president, President Biden, no matter whether you like them or not, they are in position. Okay? Governor DeSantis, who's the governor of Florida, rejected assistance because of who was calling, which at the time was Vice President Harris, for aid for the people in Florida because they knew what the damage was going to be. And you see people losing their homes, all that type of stuff. But because of politics, and you don't want to seem like you're siding or accepting federal aid for the people up there, you're getting personal by not accepting the money and assistance just so your name won't be associated with the vice president or the Biden administration, whatever you want to say, in your heroism to one President Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump. That's ridiculous. Because see, if it would have been President Trump that offered the money, you would have took it. So your judgment was based off personality, or because it was the Democrats that offered the money. when your people in Florida need it. That's crazy. Now, that ain't got nothing to do with the big time show, but I just had to throw that out. It's just ignorant to me. I'm sorry. Your people that voted you in to be the governor, because your job is to take care of the state. You're the governor. You know that this is a natural disaster situation. You know that. But because of you don't want to be associated with the vice president and willing to, at the expense of your people who voted you in, that's not good governorship. I just want to throw that out. Okay, I'm done. Kai says, shout out to Elon for giving free internet. Hey, I agree. I don't care what he is. I know Elon Musk supports Donald Trump, but they ain't got nothing to do with Donald Trump. That right there has to do with the people. I applaud that. I applaud that. Just that simple. This country is really funny. Okay, I'm done. I don't want to get into all that. All right. Appreciate y'all hanging with me. I'll see you guys later this week. I want to, me and the Sports Junkie, I'm going to have a all-star panel on this stuff with some of the brothers. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that at some point this week before Saturday. My next scheduled time to come on, of course, is Saturday. I hadn't asked y'all to do this all night. Somebody hit if you don't mind, hit that like button for me, everybody. Y'all should already know to do that, but, I got to ask for it. Double tap your screen. If you're on YouTube, just double tap it. You'll see the thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, just hit that like button. Hit that like button for me, and I would appreciate it. I didn't even say anything about the Cash App. I didn't say anything about the stars on Facebook, but I guess I just said it then. We're about to close out now. You don't have to do it, but I appreciate all you guys hanging with me on tonight. Bottom line, we got our butt kicked. We look like a junior varsity football team out there yesterday. It looked totally ridiculous. And you hope that something happens over the bye week. I hope they find their manhood, because you about to play another team in the 49ers that's going to test your manhood out. I hope they answer the bell. Appreciate you, Chris Neal. Thank you, sir. I really had some other stuff I wanted to say, but I'm trying to be professional. And I know it don't seem like it, y'all. And let me get a little positive here. I know it feel long. I know it don't feel like it. But we're 3-3. We ain't 1-5. We ain't 2-4. We're 500. Win one game. You beat the 49ers, you're 4-3. That's the only thing positive I can say. We're 3-3. I know the whipping that we got made it seem like we ain't won a game. But we're 3-3. Just listen. It ain't time to throw in a proverbial towel yet. It ain't time. Not yet. We got 11 games to go. A lot of football left. And we all have seen stranger things happen. Seen teams get hot. I'm just saying, don't kill the messenger now. And I'm just saying. It happened like this last year. We were struggling then. They went crazy. Watch this. With the same personnel. The starting wide receivers last year was CD and Brandon Cooks. Jalen Tolbert was number 3. Right? Just saying. Now we missing Tony Pollard. was 1,000 yard back. They weren't running the ball last year till they finally decided to run a little bit. And guess what happened? Open up. Your quarterback went cuckoo. All the way to the point where you almost was the MVP of the league. It was right after the bye week. I'm just saying. You got 2 weeks to prepare for the 49ers. I would hope that we would look better when we play the 49ers. Got 2 weeks. Now, if you come out here and get blowed out again after a 2 week bye, we got to start having a conversation for real about when, not if, but when. All right? All right. That ain't positive. Okay, let me go back to positive. We 3-3. We ain't 2-4. We 3-3. We got another game. Y'all still remember how high we was after we beat Pittsburgh? Yeah. Beat the 49ers, you gonna feel that way again. That's all I'm gonna say. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. I will see you at some time this week. I'm gonna try to put something together with panel, and we're gonna talk. And then I'll come back on Saturday. It might be that Saturday at 3:00. But I hope that you guys will come hang with me. I'll see you. Just turn these live notifications on. We'll get with it. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging with me. This has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show.